So you may be spending money on sending paid traffic to your website, or maybe you're just starting to think about that as a possibility. But here's what I've seen happen a million times, right? You look in your Facebook ads dashboard or for your Google ads, and what do you see? Lots of people clicking over to your site, but nobody's converting on your site. They're not buying your products or opting in for your lead magnet. In other words, you're paying to send people into a leaky bucket rather than an airtight customer trap, losing lots of money in the process. So in today's video, I'm gonna help you fix those leaks so way more of the traffic that you're paying good money for can feel good about taking that next step with you. And stick around till the end where I'm gonna share a bonus add-on that can really help you hit that next level. So these are all the things I've been implementing on client websites over the past decade that have been responsible for hundreds of thousands of dollars in extra revenue. So if you take care of these things, you're gonna be amazed at how profitable your ads can suddenly become. All right, let's get right into it. So first things first, we need to talk about where you're sending people to in the first place. So when you create a Facebook, Instagram, Google, or YouTube ad, you need to choose the specific page that the ad leads to. And in very few cases would this ever be your homepage, right? Homepages are just way too general. And when it comes to paid social advertising, you always want to advertise a really specific offer. This can be something free, like an introductory service, or even a lead magnet, or it could be a discount or a value add offer. Because we know it doesn't work so well as just a, hey, we're a car wash, come on in, branding kind of ad, right? So offers are a much smarter play here. And when you have an offer, you need a page all about that offer. So what exactly needs to go on that page? First, let's talk about the visual design here. So specifically, your offer page or landing page needs to feel visually similar to your ad itself. Now, this doesn't matter so much for a plain text Google ad, of course, but when we're talking about Facebook or Instagram ads, I want you to think about the image and the colors you're using on the ad itself. Then when they click through to your page, does it feel like it belongs to the ad that they clicked, mimicking the same color scheme, fonts, and overall image style? Or does it feel like they made a mistake? So notice I said image style, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be the exact same image on the ad and in the header of your web page, but they should feel like they're part of the same overall family, right? You wouldn't want to use a cartoony image on your ad and then have a very upscale looking photograph on the page itself. Because again, people will just think something went wrong because it's just a huge disconnect, and they're gonna react to that very quickly and hit that back button. And guess what? You just paid for that click. Okay, next you want to include some kind of an emotional buy-in. So every good salesperson knows that 95% of buying decisions are made based on emotion, and only after that do they use logic to justify the decision they've already made. So by taking a just the facts approach to your sales copy, you're not really connecting where it counts. So this doesn't mean, I'm not telling you to be emotionally manipulative or overly sentimental. What you just want to hit on is what your products or service could mean to them to either change their life for the better or get them out of a problem they've been experiencing. So if you're a limo company, you could talk about all the makes and models and how much time you get, or you could talk about creating a memory or arriving to your big event in style. So lead with those intangible benefits and then follow them up with the list of inclusions or features so they can back up and feel even better logically about that very emotional decision. Okay, so this next one's super important when it comes to convincing prospects to take the next step, and that's some kind of social proof like testimonials. So when's the last time you chose a service provider or bought something or ate at a restaurant without seeing any reviews first? Well, the same thing applies for your site too. And yes, you do need to put them right there on your offer page, not on their own page, because it's important to treat these offer landing pages as standalones, right? So people don't need to wander off too far on their own. I usually like to see around 3 to 5 testimonials on a page like this, and make sure you're choosing good ones that actually speak to a common objection that your customers have. And then what you need to do is cut them down as short as possible. So I always see people using these really long, novel-sized testimonials that no one's ever going to read. So make them short, punchy, and impactful. And try to use your customers' photos with their testimonial if they give you permission too. It really helps them connect much more powerfully that way. And don't forget to add 5-star emojis too. It just helps sell it as that 5-star review that it is. Okay, so you've got this great offer you're advertising, but are you making it obvious enough on your site how your prospects can say yes and take action? So what you need to do here is have a big, bold call to action button. So first of all, give it a color that stands out from every other element on your page. If your logo's blue, don't mimic that blue in your button. This is honestly the biggest piece of advice I give that people always ignore, but your button really needs to look like the obvious next step. And the way you do that is differentiated visually. So you also want to think about the text that you're going to use on your button. It should be incredibly direct, something like "Get my free checklist," if it's your lead magnet, or "Book your consultation." Don't be vague or non-committal with something like "Contact us" or "Get started." The text on the button should say exactly what happens next. And don't be afraid to repeat that button in multiple locations and in multiple sections on the page, of course, keeping the same color and exact same text each and every time you use it. Okay, so everything I've talked about up to now involves elements that help entice a conversion, but none of it's going to do any good if people never see it, right? And the single biggest reason why people wouldn't see your offer page is if it loads too slowly and people give up on it. Here's a fact: the average person will wait no longer than 3 seconds for a web page to load, and that can be a real problem, especially on mobile. So you definitely want to run your pages through a page speed tool like GTmetrix or Google Page Speed Insights to see what you can do to speed things up as much as possible. I will warn you though, those suggestions can get pretty technical, and you might need to go to Upwork.com and hire a developer to spend a few hours just working through the recommendations on that list if you can't handle it yourself. I know I don't do any of that myself. I have my guy handle all that stuff for me. It's way too technical. Okay, so I promised you a bonus tip that's going to help you do even better, and that is using video on your offer page. The reason it works so well is just what you can show using video that you can't really replicate in any other format. So if you're trying to get people to opt in for your lead magnet, just imagine being on camera telling them the 3 reasons they would want to sign up. Or if it's a product, you could physically show how it works. Or you could have a testimonial compilation cycling through all your happiest customers or clients talking about their amazing experience, right? So video is incredibly versatile, and there's always a way to use it no matter what you're offering. So get creative. Now, if you're wondering how you'll actually create this offer page, I'll show you in just about 10 minutes. It honestly couldn't be any easier thanks to a really simple drag and drop page builder that I could not recommend more highly. So just click this video to get the step-by-step. And by the end, you'll be able to create any page you ever need for your website and all your social advertising. So click right here and I'll see you on the inside of that special training.